I am thrilled to welcome all of you to Unstoppable Trends.
We outlined 6 major topics: the data revolution, alternative energy, digital disruption, emerging fintech, the rise of Asia, and healthcare. And perhaps most interestingly is the question of what to do about all of this. Our data suggests that private banking clients today are significantly underweight in these unstoppable trends, as much as a half. On average, our clients have less than 50% of a typical corresponding benchmark. So too many clients have no exposure at all to these things. So unstoppables appear unstartable for some investors. Why is this?
We're entering a world where we have massive technology injection. It's much more advantageous now to be a small city, small environment, because you have the same access to critical resources, but you can make decisions more quickly. And in fact, the bifurcation of people that handled Corona very well versus not, where the big didn't do well, the small did, because they could galvanize and marshal the population and get things done.
Unstoppable trends have this incredible quality, and it's not a nice quality, of creating winners and losers. What we're actually trying to do is identify areas of digitization where we can actually look at the unstoppable trend and see how it is going to benefit the person who's using it and the company that's delivering it.
We constantly think about build, buy, or partner.
The first point is this. In the beginning, we want technology to be better and we're disappointed. Eventually, technology gets to this right moment. When Apple introduced the iPhone, the lines are crossing, and then eventually you get to this point where you can't keep up with the technology anymore, where you're in chaos and amazement. So you need to get the timing of a technology, of a trend right.
97% of analysts, 94% of fund managers, 80% of traders said that they want working from home to be part of their future. The technology actually worked when we got thrown out of the workplace. Zoom, for example, put 300 new features in 2019 alone.
Biotechnology has now become not just something nice to know about, but a survival skill. We look at biotechnology companies that are pick and shovel companies, and we especially like companies that are leveraging information to do this, and so making use of big data, machine learning, all of the great Silicon Valley buzzwords.
One of the unique things about the US, which is critical for the industry, is it's the only market where there's free pricing. The bad news is governments are going to be much more hands-on because pharma companies are now of national security interest.
What are the areas of biomedical drug discovery that have enough of a scientific basis so that our endeavors are driven by science and where we can actually get some insights into the likelihood that a drug will work?
And healthcare is being consumed in Asia in a very different manner than it's being consumed in the US.
Of every single reinvention that every organization will have to make is data. Every single person will essentially be wearing LiDAR on their face. And that means that it will be capturing audio in real time, capturing video, and capturing these 3D point clouds. We will be moving from an Internet of Things to an Internet of People.
If you think of big data as being the new energy, the new oil, think of AI as basically being the refiner processing it.
A human driving can only have one lifetime of experience of driving, but a driverless car can have many lifetimes of experience because it can learn from every other car. Moore's law doubles every 20 months, data doubles every 6 months.
We see the new decade as an era of two things. One, value extraction from the data, and two, a return on investment for ownership of the data. We're really mobilizing and enabling our data to drive new business models.
At the end of the day, AI comes down to really two things, okay? It's the quality of the data sets that you have with you, and it's the quality of the algorithms which you're running through those data sets.
Autonomous driving is in the valley of disappointment. Expectations were high, it hasn't delivered yet, but don't confuse that with it's not going to arrive. It's going to arrive. Just like computers once upon a time couldn't beat us in checkers, then they could. Couldn't beat us in chess, then they could. Couldn't beat us at Go, then they could. Then now they beat us at medical diagnostics and facial recognition. They're going to beat us at this.
All of this really begins with significant technologies that have to do with the world we're living in.
So whether it's real estate or venture capital or individual public securities, our job is actually to identify how you as an investor can gain exposure to those unstoppable trends.
For investors, it may actually be the best time to invest in history.